Good, I'm just finishing up a recording. As somebody who's been in the tech industry for a long time, I get asked quite a bit, what tech stack do I learn to get into the tech industry? Or something along those lines, right? What tech stack should I learn to get a job the easiest? Or what is the quickest way to get a job in the tech industry? Etc., etc. I wanted to make a video based on my experience that hopefully resonates with you and could make sense and make things a little easier for you. I just wanted to show you guys this awesome rug my fiance got me. Pretty badass, if I do say so myself. With that being said, there are quite a few things that I want to talk about that you need before we even talk about which tech stack to learn. What I mean by that is there are so many different skills that you need to get into the tech industry that you might not even realize you need. So let's talk about that. The first one I will always say over and over is interpersonal communication, social skills. Being able to have a good, clean conversation with your interviewer, with a peer, with a coworker, with your friends, with an interlocutor, anybody. If you can't maintain and sustain good, healthy communication and conversation, then you won't make it in the tech industry. The second one might actually come as a surprise to you, and that is sales skills. If you don't have the ability to sell yourself, sell your resume, sell your product, sell the code you wrote, if you're not able to do any of that, then you're just not going to make it. You're not going to be able to go far enough in order to get to where you want to go. The combination of two soft skills, interpersonal communication and sales skills, cannot be overstated. They are so important to not only getting a job, but maintaining a job, being promoted. The next one I want to talk about is leadership. Now, you don't have to think about leadership in terms of leading a team or leading a department, but being able to take ownership. I guess that's what I mean by leadership, is the ability to take ownership. A good example is being given a project at work, your employer expecting you to have it done by or before the deadline. You have to, on your own, be able to accomplish that task without management having to worry about you, without being babysat, without anyone having any lack of faith in you to get that project done. And you'd be surprised at how easy that is to spot during the interview process. When I'm interviewing people for a software engineer, software developer role, the three things that I just mentioned are key for me. And that is interpersonal communication, sales ability, and leadership. If I see these three qualities, I will most likely hire you before we get to the technical questions. Let's put this in a real world example. You work at company A, who has several different clients, and you are managing all of these different clients' websites. The client comes to you with a new feature that they want to add onto their website. Okay, great. So the first thing is being able to properly communicate what the client wants into an actionable feature that you can put on their website. The client doesn't know anything about the technical stuff. So you have to have the ability to take in their layman's terms and figure out how to turn that into code that'll go on their website. And that is so important, especially because the client doesn't know what they're talking about. All they want is when they go on their website, www.whateverthefuck.com, they want to be able to see exactly what they envisioned. And you need to be able to pull that vision out of them, because sometimes your client might not be that creative. They might not have the technical or interpersonal ability to get across what's going on inside of their head. So you have to be able to pull that out. You have to have that communication skill in order to get that. So now we've talked about what the client wants. We've discussed the feature. We're going to create some user stories. We're going to create an epic so we can get this done. Now you have to be able to sell the client on your ability to get it done. You're brand new. The client might have zero faith in your ability to get it done. They might have faith in the company. So now you have to sell yourself and your ability to get the job done. And finally, you have to take ownership of this entire feature, and you have to be able to get it done before the deadline in a timely manner in the exact vision that the client wants. So I hope that kind of puts into perspective like how all three of these soft skills can translate into how important these things are when it comes to your career as a developer. Now let's talk about the stack a little bit. As far as stack, what I did in my personal journey to get into the tech industry was I was learning a little bit. I think I had enough knowledge to kind of hello world here and there. And I started looking up jobs in my area and jobs remotely, even though there weren't that many remote jobs at the time. And I looked up what tech stack that all of those jobs wanted. And I kind of was able to compile a list of what the most popular technical stacks were. Funny enough, at the time, I didn't know that they had names. But one that stood out more than any other was the .NET stack. So you have Microsoft.NET, ASP.NET, .NET Core, Entity Framework, SQL, and usually Angular as far as the front end goes with TypeScript. By far the most sought after job. Now that I'm well into my career and I've had quite a bit of experience and I've met many recruiters, many interviewers, I'm a hiring manager myself, .NET is by far the king. The sad part about this is that it's not the most socially popular, right? Everyone wants to learn MERN. Everyone wants to learn Flutter. I think React is in MERN, but React specifically, Vue, random frameworks that make no sense like Svelte and shit like that. So my advice to you is going to be a little bit of a tough love talk, and it's going to be don't learn the stack that you want to learn. Learn the stack that's going to get you a job. Learn the stack you want to learn in your free time and begin freelancing or get safely secured in the tech industry, get your experience, and then find the dream job with the stack that you wanted to learn in the first place. The last thing I want to talk about that's arguably just as important as the first part of this video is the resume. If you don't have a good resume, you are not going to get an interview. And if you've been applying and you have no idea why you're not getting interviews, you have to take your resume's paper, you put it in the mirror, and you have to have your resume look itself in the mirror because it's not good enough. With that being said, not only are there so many different resources out there for writing a good resume, I have an ebook that will teach you step by step, point for point, to write the absolute best resume on the planet. The link will be in the description. But even if you don't want to buy a resource, there are so many free resources out there. I provide free resources on all my social media to improve your resume. My Discord server has a dedicated channel to get resume reviews and improve your resume and have people help you write a new one. There's so many different avenues that you can take to improve your resume to where if you are 3 to 6 months into interviewing and into applying and haven't gotten interviews, we have to do something about that resume. It is the first thing they see before they meet you, before they have a chance to talk to you or even shake your hand. They're looking at that piece of paper, and I cannot explain how important that is. I hope that these last few minutes was beneficial to you. I hope it makes sense. I hope it was even a little eye-opening perhaps. And I hope that you can take this information, maybe don't hone so deeply into the tech part, but start to work on these other skills that are super necessary to get into the tech industry. Work on your resume. If you need any resume advice, please comment, shoot me a DM, any of my socials. My door is always open, and I want to be here for you, and I want to help you get a job. That's why I'm doing this. So again, yeah, thanks.